Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the World GT Championship. We're just getting set here for the start here at Spa-Francorchamps. Apologies for the lack of graphics, and also we will be able to show you what is on track, but I think for this opening race of the day anyway, we won't be able to get any of the live timing up. We do have the timing pages available to us. We just don't have the graphics. They'll hopefully be sorted for the second race of the day. We will try and run you through the positions and various battles as the race goes on. It's Nicole Foggy and Josh Thompson then on the front row of the grid. Green flag is in the air, and the World GT Championship here at Spa-Francorchamps is underway. First corner then, it's Nicole Foggy that takes the lead. Starts it on the pole position. Josh Thompson in line, astern behind him in second place. It's a good start from Christian Rose. He's into third. Matteo Fellini in a very good start for him, up into fourth place. 2 positions gained. It's Hackerson then in fifth. Avdoka 2 positions gained in sixth. Dave Baker's had a pretty poor start. He's lost 4 places since the start of the race as we go up the hill. First race is just going to be a 20-minute race. We've got 3 races coming up today, plus the reverse grid to look forward to as well. We will have that in the running as well as we go into the Racehub chicane at the top of the hill. You're looking here at Fellini versus Ben Hackerson, and it's Hackerson in the 8th boosted car that has got the position done. So good start there by Hackerson. Stuff kicking off here at Malmedy. This is Nicolo Cuomo in 16th place. He's gained 2 positions. There is Paul Smith in the BMW. He's gained 5 spots since the start of the race. So things are going very well for Paul in the BMW. Smile Time Racing BMW as well. And I'll go through the corner with no name and towards Pouon. We've got over 35 cars racing with us today. Apologies if the sound's a bit crackly as well. I don't know what it is with the iRacing sound today. Of course, we are technically still in week 13, so iRacing still could be technically ironing out any issues with the service. But during the commercial break, we'll have a look at what's happened. But anyway, here's Nicole Foggy then, going through Stavolo and now through Curve Paul Frere. Mercedes looking on top at the moment, with Josh Thompson in second in the BMW. Thompson, who's been very good recently in the series. Got a victory last time we were racing at Brands Hatch. That was before the week break for week 13. Thompson driving for CQR and Fabrications. XVR Sim Racing for Nicole Foggy as they come through the final chicane now. And to complete the opening lap. Idea of what the lap times are like as we come across the line and to complete the first lap of the day. End of the first lap then, it's Foggy leading, Thompson second, Christian Rose is in third, 4th Ben Hackerson, 5th Matteo Fellini, 6th Dave Baker, 7th Michael Avdoka, 8th Chris Wood, 9th Miguel Freitas, and 10th place is Bart Delmer as they go through Eau Rouge and through Radion, being a right-hander there and over the top of the hill. See if we can go on board with the man currently sat in 6th place, Dave Baker, as he goes into Lecom. I think he's lost those 3 positions just because he was in 6th place. In front of me has got a World Championship driver. That is Matteo Fellini. This is the battle over 5th and 6th. You're looking here at Dave Baker in the CQR Racehub Ferrari. And in front of him is the Driving Revolution Sim Racing Mercedes AMG. Pouon now coming up, one of the fastest parts of the circuit. Once again, if you're just joining us, apologies for the lack of graphics that we've got on the screen. Live timing has failed us for this one. We do have the timing screens available to us in the commentary box, just none of the overlay features available here. Will be sorted out for the second race. Hopefully we'll have Andrew Woodhouse as well. He too is having issues getting into the Discord server. Everything against us today. Dave Baker there just lapping one of the... in fact, it's a slow Ferrari. That is Christian Rose. Now, with a bit of help, I think we should be able to go back and have a look at what happened to Christian Rose, but he is suffering here. Ferrari, that was up inside the top 5 a moment ago, really now off the pace, and he might have to come into the pits at the end of the lap if he's not too careful, but looks like he's carrying on for now. Here is what happened then. Might be a slowdown. Let's have a look. Yes, it is. Now, obviously it looks like he didn't gain anything, but in the eyes of the iRacing system, that is enough to get you a slowdown penalty. So that is Christian Rose down to 12th place now. Behind him, we've got Simon Underhill versus Dion Phillips. Hopefully you can hear me now. That's the main important thing. As we go through Rouge, the slowest part, one of the slowest parts of the circuit. Now through the corner with no name. You're looking here at Dion Phillips and Christian and Simon Underhill. This is the battle for 12th and 13th and 14th on the circuit. Hopefully you can hear me now. I've just pressed something on the overlay system to see if we can get it to work. We have got finally audio at last as we go through the Fania chicane. Looking here at Dion Phillips and Underhill then. Let's see if we can look at the back from the Excite racing car. Phillips, car 12, sat in P13. Looking here at the gearbox as we go through Curve Paul Frere, one of the quickest parts of the circuit now, heading up towards Blanchimont as we start to climb again. You can see that Underhill is now starting to feel the pressure from Ben Gregory. You can see you can hear the difference in sounds as well as Simon Underhill goes over the AstroTurf. And now hard onto the brakes into the bus stop chicane. One of the best overtaking points on the circuit here. Again, now that you can hear us, we can explain why you can't see any of the graphics. Obviously, iRacing have got their updates here today, but I'm still trying to fathom out what's happening in terms of getting the live graphics up. We have got the live timing available though, so we can relay to you what the closest battles are on circuit and what the lap times are as well. We can tell you though, after 3 laps, Nicole Foggy leads the way from Josh Thompson, then it's Ben Hackerson in 3rd, 4th Mattia Fellini, Dave Baker 5th, 6th Michael Evdoka, Chris Wood 7th, 8th Bart Delman, 9th Johnny Brandon, and 10th Miguel Freitas. The iRacing sound is pretty jaggy to me as well. Dave White on the YouTube chat. Something I'll try and get sorted out in the commercial break as well. iRacing updates playing havoc with us here today. Obviously a few audio ports or something like that have been knocked astray. Probably why Andrew Woodhouse can't get into the TeamSpeak, but trying to resolve that as Christian Rose is trying to resolve this battle with Miguel Freitas. Freitas in the Audi on the right hand side of your picture. Christian Rose in the Ferrari. You saw him slowing down earlier. Picked up a slowdown penalty after going over the inside curb at Stavolo. And now he's trying to get those positions back as he looks up the inside of the Audi going into the Pouon. And then it's the Excite Racing. Then it's XVR Green's Richard Warmingham. He's currently where he started. He's in 12th position. Go on board with him. I know that doesn't sound too great, does it really, as we go out onto the curbs and onto the grass cree on the exit. Referee Stavolo following Christian Rose. That is the corner that he cut, which got him that slowdown penalty earlier. We're now going through Curve Paul Frere and on the way towards Blanchimont again. Now into the final corner where, see if we can get this Mercedes to get by the Ferrari. No, it can't get done this time. Since this is the first time we've got the sound back, we can have a look at the lead battle. This is between Nicole Foggy and Josh Thompson. Foggy currently leading the way. He has been ever since. He started on the pole. Josh Thompson currently in 2nd place, 3/10 of a second behind. And then it's Ben Hackerson 3 seconds further down the road. It's a typical Mercedes versus BMW battle here. as we have seen for most of the season, and it is a XVR versus CQR and Fabrications battle that we have had for most of the season too. These two are going to be probably battling out for the championship. You can also see the very close battle for third place just going on behind as we look from the chopper. Here is the battle for third between Ben Hackison and Mattia Fellini. Fellini having a little look at the inside there, going into the Les Combes chicane. You can see the grass runoff there, area there. This was back when the circuit was scanned back in 2010, I believe, and that was when it was still there. It's not there anymore. So if you do make a mistake at the top of the hill, you're going to be running across a bit of bumpy runoff area rather than having the smooth tarmac runoff that we have at Spa-Francorchamps now, as Ben Hackison and Fellini just have a small bit of contact going through Rivage, the downhill right-hander. And now back on the way to Pouon again. iRacing updates did take a very long time today. They did start them about an hour to go before the broadcast, and they were still going, so problems in great quantity here in the Apex Racing commentary box. Hopefully we get Andrew Woodhouse back for the second race of the day. He is in the interview room. Hopefully we'll get him in after this one. We can tell you that there are 9.5 minutes to go in this opening race of the day. We are approaching the we've just gone past the halfway mark in this race then. 3 20-minute races if you're watching. And let's go back with our lead battle. Here is Josh Thompson. Going through Blanchimont, running onto the curbs. Now getting on the brakes again as we go into the right-hander to complete the lap. Foggy likes to take a lot of that inside curve there. Thompson with the second part of the chicane, and then back out and over the line again. Just quickly pressing a sound button on the iRacing sim to see if we can get a bit of visual order restored. Sounds like we have, and we can rejoin this battle for the lead. Here it is. Thompson and Foggy make contact, and off goes Thompson into the wall. Foggy hits him as well. The sound is back, and here comes Hackison. Oh dear me. Nicole Foggy, one of the championship contenders, looks like he's come off the worst for wear there, and he's trying to regain his composure. He's down to 6th place. And that is Josh Thompson and Dave Baker. Thompson's got damage as well. And we're going to have to look at a replay here to work out what on earth happened here then. Right, here's a replay. We'll go from the chopper. Now this is important. These are 2 championship contenders. Up the hill then. Thompson. Foggy gradually moves over, that's fine. So Thompson moves to the outside. Gets on the brakes. The BMW has so much more grip around the outside, the slightest touch, and it's enough to send Thompson into the wall, and then Foggy picks up a secondary bit of contact afterwards. And what a disaster that is, but it's a relief to Ben Hackison. Here he is, he's the leader. Mattia Fellini in second now. Michael Evdoka, the privateer, is up in third. Dave Baker up to 4th. There is Nicole Foggy in 5th. And now it's Chris Wood in 6th. Josh Thompson is down to 14th place. I reckon it's probably going to be a meatball flag for poor Josh Thompson. And he's going to have to come back to the pits, and he might be in with a shout of getting back out there for race 2. Nonetheless, here comes Hackison into the final corner. And we've got a proper battle for the lead on our hands now. We've got 6.5 minutes to go then in the opening race of the day here at Spa-Francorchamps. Coming up the hill. Hackison then, Fellini, then Michael Evdoka, then Dave Baker, then Nicole Foggy. Chris Wood is going at it then with Foggy. Foggy's obviously got the wounded car, but he's going to try and soldier on nonetheless. There is Chris Wood in the all-white car. He'll get his paint back eventually. And then Nicole Foggy in 6th place. Let's see if Foggy can get anything done. It doesn't look like the car's too badly damaged, actually, as we go into the right-hander here. Paint's return. Wood's taking a lot of that outside curve on the exit of Rivage. We've got just over 5 minutes to go here in the opening race. A reminder that we will have the reverse grid coming into play at the end of this one. We've got the sound issues resolved, both in the comms box and the iRacing sim. Now it's just the graphics that we need to return, and hopefully they'll be back for race 2. A whole new iRacing season here, updates as well, and issues with the overlay as well. So they'll all be ironed out by the end of this broadcast, hopefully. We'll also have Andrew Woodhouse hopefully back in the comms box with us. Now through Stabilo and into curve Paul Frey. You can see that Michael Evdoka is embroiled in a healthy scrap here with Mattia Fellini. Let's have a look at the back from Mattia Fellini here. He's in the Driving Revolution sim racing car. Now through the long left-hander and into Blanchimont now. You can see that Dave Baker's coming at a fair rate of knots as well. There is the BSRTC champion from Season 7. Closing up under braking. Making a bit of a mess of that final corner. Well, he misses the apex of the first part anyway, Dave Baker. And the battle for second, just 2/10 of a second between them as they come over the line. On to lap 7 now, with 4 minutes to go. Just to let you know, in terms of lap times, it is about a 2-minute 14-second lap. So we haven't got too many laps left here. I reckon that this is going to be the penultimate lap of the race. In terms of the championship, this could be really interesting, and I'll let you know how it's gone for Josh Thompson. Josh Thompson is down in 24th place. He's still on the lead lap. He's very fortunate because this is one of the longest laps of the year, as here comes Michael Evdoka and Mattia Fellini. The battle for second place is on here. And, well, they just about show Nicole Foggy and Josh Thompson how it's done in terms of going side by side through the Les Combes chicane. But it was very close to disaster for both of them here. Evdoka just about gets past Fellini going into Rivage. And now this is David Baker's opportunity to try and get a move done around the outside here. Rivage and into the corner with no name. Oh! And he has to get on the anchors to stop the Ferrari going around. Now this invites Chris Wood in with an opportunity. On board with the BMW. Struggling for grip as he turns into that long left-hander downhill. On the fastest parts of the circuit. Nicole Foggy is on his way back as well. 6th place for him will be just fine at the moment. And now through the Fania chicane, or Piff Path. And now into Stavilo, the right-hander. Now into curve Paul Frere. I can tell you that Ben Hackerson currently has a 1.6 second lead. He's battled outside the top 10. This is Simon Underhill versus Dion Phillips. Phillips in the Excite Racing number 12 car in 12th place. He's gained a place after what happened to Thompson, while Simon Underhill has gained 3 places and is trying to get this 12th place off him. Mercedes versus Audi battle here, something that we won't be seeing too much more in the DTM series. Very well saved, I must admit, yeah, from Chris Wood in the BMW. We have seen some big crashes at Pouhon. It's not just the car having the big crash on it by itself, it's the fact that other cars can get collected. And that's what can cause the issues. Right then, 1.5 minutes to go. And we will wait and see whether this is going to be the final lap of the race. It's going to be mighty close, I think, in terms of whether we're going to get another lap around here. And I wonder if we could see issues like we did at Brands Hatch, where I think we saw a few cars running out of fuel in race 1 and race 2. Battle for second place. You could class that as one long train. Evdoka, who wrestled that second place away from Mattia Fellini a lap ago, now having to look in the mirrors for the final lap of the race. So too will Fellini, because Dave Baker is right there in the Ferrari. So many different manufacturers here as well. We've got Ben Hackerson leading. There he is in his Mercedes. And it's Evdoka in second in a Mercedes. It's going to be a Mercedes 1, 2, 3 at the podium here. Could that be a foreshadowing of what's to come? I can tell you that cars are out of the race. Ash Sutton, Stu McFadden and Matt Bunn didn't take the start. while Josh Rayfield, Lane O'Connor, John Roberts have all had issues. Poor Paul Smith, we saw him at the start of the race before we got the comms in. He had a pretty good start, but he's now lost 9 positions and is down in 31st place. So something's happened there. We've got 20 seconds to go. My gut feeling says this is going to be the final lap of the race. Through Stavolo then. Into curve for Paul Frere. There's Avdoka. Then it's Fellini. Then it's Baker in the red and white Ferrari. Baker in 4th. Wood 5th. Foggy in 6th. Foggy might fancy his chances of getting past Chris Wood into the bus stop chicane. One person we're going to have to look at is Ben Hackerson. It might be a fortuitous win because of what happened to Nicole Foggy and Josh Thompson, but they all count. Into the final corner, through the bus stop chicane, and victory in the opening race of the day for Ben Hackerson. Michael Avdoka second. Mattia Fellini completes a whitewash of the podium for Mercedes. Nicole Foggy couldn't get past Chris Wood. Here comes Simon Underhill. He couldn't get past Dion Phillips. They finished 13th and 12th. There's Ben Gregory. And we've got a very close drag race here. This is going through Blanchemont, actually. There's Lee Deemer using all parts of the track and parts of the track that aren't even part of the track. Going into the bus stop chicane. Can he get near enough? It's a great run on the exit by Thompson, considering he's been into the pits to get a fast repair. You can see by the fact that the car looks pristine after hitting the wall. And Thompson gets 22nd place. What could that mean in terms of the reverse grid? That is going to be very interesting too. Here's Paul Smith. He's in 27th place. And he's just coming into the bus stop chicane now. His teammate, Mark Woodhouse, from what I can see on the live timing, had a crash. And he's going to come across the line to take 28th place. If the reverse grid works out for smile time, both of them could be on the front row of the grid. And if Paul Smith's doing a stream like he usually does, then that could be very interesting indeed. Here comes Luke Clark. He's going to come across the line and take 29th place. And Paul Gosling is going to take 30th. Here's Stuart Atkinson. That was a slide through Blanchemont then. I don't know whether he's got damage or something of the sort. Going into the final corner. And he will take 31st place. John Roberts at least a lap down. We'll see when we run you through the final results whether he's more than 1 lap down. And that is it from the opening race of the day. Just going to see if there's going to be a way of us getting the final race results up for you on the screen. But might not be the case for this one. Hopefully get that sorted for the second race. Right, we can run you through the finishing order then from the opening race of the day. Race victory then for Ben Hackerson. Second for Michael Avdoka. Third for Mattia Fellini. Fourth for Dave Baker. Fifth for Chris Wood. Sixth place for Nicole Foggy. Then Christian Rose finishing in 7th. Bart Delman in 8th. 9th place finish for Johnny Brandon. And 10th for Miguel Freitas. 11th Richard Warmingham in the XVR green car. 12th place finish for Dion Phillips. 13th place for Simon Underhill. 14th Ben Gregory. 15th for Nicolo Cuomo. 16th for Michael Blake. 17th Steve Baxter. 18th for Jason Rowe. 19th place finish for Steve Burke and Ronald Moons, finishing in 20th. Lee Deemer, 21st place, 11 positions gained for Deemer in the Simmortal car. And then Josh Thompson, who finishes in 22nd. 23rd place for Adam Hedgecock. Then Robert Lundgren in 24th. Good drive through the field there by the boosted cars. Hedgecock gaining 10 places. Lundgren 5. Steve Lavallee finishing in 25th. Scott Malcolm 26th. Then it's Paul Smith. Then Mark Woodhouse. Then Luke Clark in 29th. 30th for Paul Gosling. Stuart Atkinson finishing in 31st. Then John Roberts, luckily finishing down there. Then it's Josh Rayfield, 33rd. These are the cars that had issues during the race. Lane O'Connor, and then Stuart McFadden, Ash Sutton and Matt Bunn, all in issues. Right then, it is time for the first reverse grid race, first reverse grid draw of the day. And let's see if we can get a big reverse grid, because it'll be good to see quite a big reverse grid. So let's get that up. This is one thing that I'm almost certain will work. Otherwise, we're going to be pretty stumped. Here is the World GT wheel then. And any moment now it should come up. There it is. And let's spin it and let's find out who's going to be on the pole for race 2. '26 is what it's going to be. 26 then. And that will be Scott Malcolm. Sorry, Paul Smith and Mark Woodhouse, because it looked like it could potentially have been a Small Time Racing front row. Instead, it's going to be Team Mad Scott Malcolm. That's going to be on the pole position for the second race of the day. Steve Lavallee going to be starting in second. Robert Lundgren third. Adam Hedgecock fourth for Boosted. So that is going to be an All Savage with Boosted second row of the grid. Josh Thompson going to be starting in fifth. So Thompson could be a potential favourite for that second race of the day, but he has got to get by the 4 cars in front of him, and hopefully he'll be joined by some graphics and an Andrew Woodhouse in the commentary box when we come back here on Apex Racing TV for the second race of the day in the World GT Championship. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to YouTube and welcome back to Apex Racing TV. We're getting set here for the second race of the day in the World GT Championship, and if your eyes don't deceive you, you can see a grid graphic on the screen. That is because we've got the graphics back. Alex Simpson's kindly, what would we do without him, eh? He's got us sorted, and we do have Andrew Woodhouse. He'll be here in a bit. We can run you through the starting grid though for this race, the second race of the day. It is Scott Malcolm starting on pole position, and alongside on the front row is going to be Steve Lavalley. Then it's going to be Robert Lundgren, Adam Hedgecock, Josh Thompson in 5th, then Lee Deemer, Ronald Moons, Steve Burke, then Jason Rowe, Steve Baxter in 10th, Michael Blake 11th, and Nicolo Cuomo starting in 12th position. So that is how it's going to line up. And now we're going to be in the hands of not Scott Malcolm, because he hasn't taken the start. It's going to be Steve Lavalley and Robert Lundgren that are going to be leading us to the green flag then. Lavalley powers out of the final corner. The green flag is in the air. And the second race of the day here in the World GT Championship at Spa is underway. Looking at all those cars fanning out as we go into the first corner. You can see Josh Thompson is in there straight away. It was Mercedes that were dominant in race 1. Could it be BMW in the second race? They've got to get by the solitary Merciless at the front, but it's Thompson and Hedgecock that are going into combat here, going into Eau Rouge, and then into Radion at the top of the hill. First opportunity to see the slipstreamers build up the speed as we go into the Les Combes chicane at the top of the hill. Oh, there's a big one, and it's a huge one. You could see a car literally get ejected out of that was Dion Phillips, totally obliterated in the scenery. What happened there? Well, we're about to find out. Going through Radion, Dion Phillips. Oh, it's the Audi. It was the blue and yellow Audi of number was it 170? It was Simon Underhill, I think. Yeah, in the Nomad sim racing car. Total obliteration.
That's a big one, Adam. Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Hello. I've had real sound issues, so I'm sorry for the lateness, but I am back now. Yeah, it looked like he had a bit of a Kevin Magnussen moment, wasn't it, at the top of the hill? And instead of collecting the tyre barrier initially, he collected the Mercedes.
Yeah, not the best start for them.
Nothing Phillips could do at all.
What this does mean is that they're now at the back. Scott Malcolm didn't take the start, incidentally, so those two are going to get their fast repair. They've got to get there first. But the good news for them, Woody, anyway, is that they shouldn't go 2 laps down. They should only go 1 lap down. So they will still be in contention for the final race of the day when it comes to the reverse grid as Baxter hounds Burke.
Well, for those who weren't here, and for me, can you give me a little rundown of what happened in race 1?
Well, Josh Thompson and Nicole Foggy had a battle royale for the lead and ended up taking each other out, and it meant that Ben Hackerson was able to come through and take a victory for the boosted team.
Sounds like a game of Fortnite. The people who are fighting take each other out, and then the other person wins.
Clash royale. As a heck of all the cars into the bus stop chicane.
We're going to get some clashing, I think, here.
Yeah. Pick your braking point.
Oh. And that's Ronald Moons versus Michael Blake at the minute.
It is. You can see the battle box now finally coming onto the screen. Laps getting completed as well. End of lap 1, it's Thompson. Oh, it's all over the place going into that first corner. The free wide.
Oh, somebody's really late on the brakes. There's a Merc up the inside who came torpedoing in. I think he's got away with it. I think it might be Freitas.
There's a Nomad.
Oh, is it Darman?
Yeah.
Oh, side by side in Eau Rouge.
Well, this might not end well. It's going to slow them up immensely.
Oh,
free wide.
Oh my God, look at this. Oh my goodness me. What must it be like to be in there?
It's motorway driving.
And there's Fellini. I want to look up the inside as well. Oh my goodness. A couple of drivers saying, come on, get out of the middle lane.
He's saying prayers. If you're just trying to keep the wheel in a straight line. You can see also in there.
The prayers have been answered, they've survived.
Just about. Near-death experiences for many. But Ben Hackerson, our race 1 winner, is in this mix as well. He's in 20th place. He's already gained 5 spots. There's movement. Robert Lundgren's dropping down the order.
Help! This isn't going to be good.
Well done, Bob.
Oh, he's done well there.
Well done. I was getting ready for a mother of all accidents. What happened here then? Poor line. It's on the very... Oh dear. Oh, that's not good.
Oh, he's got quarter panelled by the Mercedes. And the Mercedes actually kind of deserved the whack it got. I'm not even sure who it was, but
Might be Steve
he
Burke.
got quarter panelled. Did Lundgren.
Actually, one more time. Here's the onboard then from Steve Burke in the Thrust Vector car. You can see that's Lundgren on the left. He's going to take a very tight line into the corner with no name. That's not part of the track, I don't think, but yeah, that's the quarter panel, and then more contact, and off he goes.
Dear me.
Oh, and he spun. Well, that's justice right there, or you could say. I'm not going to say anything. Well, here we go. Was he touched? He might have been. But either way, it's a replica of Kimi Raikkonen's crash from 10 years ago, and that is the end of the day for Steve Burke. He's going to have to wait to get a fast repair.
Yeah, I know what you want at this point. And he'll be trying to get back into the race later on.
End of lap 2 then. It's Thompson leading Steve Lavalley. Thompson somehow got into the lead. I think we've missed that. Then it's Lavalley second, Dima third, Baxter fourth, Hedgecock fifth, Kumo in sixth. And then it's I think we are missing Lavalley from the overlay. You can see that he's missing there. So we'll get that added in at some point. But yeah, this is the battle for second place as we go through Les Combes. Mercedes with a few BMWs in there, 2 BMWs. It's the 2 Savage with boosted cars trying to get past the Simmortal car.
Well, we'll be hoping for a GG at the end of this. Oh! And that's a bit of a concertina effect going through Rivage. I found it fascinating actually in Belgian Grand Prix weekend that video that Will Buxton did saying that a lot of the corners weren't actually called what we think they're called.
Yeah, like Fanya's Piff Paff.
Who wants double left?
Something like
or something, is just what they call it.
Bus stop's not really a bus stop anymore, is it really?
Rivage is called Bruxelles and not Rivage. Yeah, nothing's as it seems. And here comes Stephen Baxter then. Oh, he's having a go on Dima. Can he do it though? Can he get past? Somebody going very, very wide onto the runoff area there, coming out of Stavolo. And they are side by side now. Dima on the outside, breaking into Blanchimont. He has to slot in. That might mean that Adam Hedgecock has an opportunity. Oh, the inside goes Dima. He's never going to make it, is he? Oh, kind of has. Can they avoid contact on the exit? They can. But that means that the BMW goes through as he had the momentum.
Yeah, this is the battle for the final spot on the podium. Stephen Lavalley is there. I'm trying to get him added so you can see him on the timing screen. But yeah, this is a titanic scrap going on here. 7 cars listed in our... there are 6 cars listed in the battle pack. You can see now it's the second Savage boosted car that's coming under pressure. This could be interesting.
Oh no! This is going to be big. Oh, well.
They're very fortunate that the wall didn't bounce them back into the track. That is the end of the day for Adam Hedgecock, and it may be the end of the day for Nicolo Cuomo as well.
I think you're right there.
3 wide.
Oh! 3 wide it is. And around the outside goes the Ferrari of Dave Baker, I believe, is it?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I had to refresh the paints. We'll just take this as our one technical mess up of the week. I think this one.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
We are all off to the Sim Racing Expo this week, which should be good.
Yeah, looking forward to that one. Going to be there in just a few days' time, I think. So that's going to be interesting. BLA, that's Michael Blake. He's just lost a few positions and he's embroiled here in a scrap with Johnny Brandon and Christian Rose. Blake down to 6th place. Nicole Foggy also in there. What a great race it's been by Foggy. He's gained 13 places. So too's Chris Woods. So too's David Baker. Ben Hackerson, our race 1 winners, gained 15 places. So they've done a very good job of working their way through the traffic in front. Those guys.
Yeah, Rose in car 3. and position 6 at the moment. And here is car 38. That's Steve Valley in second position.
Yeah, just showing that he was
to the bus stop we go.
Down to lap 5. We're just approaching the halfway point of the race. And you can see now, here comes Chris Wood. He's got a very good view of the battle between Nicole Foggy and Michael Blake in front of him. This could be interesting here as we ride on board with Nicole Foggy, one of the championship contenders. He's got the Simmortal car in front. Paul Smith in the pits, by the way. Here he comes.
Looks like he's got an excellent run. You can see right into the diffuser of the Mercedes here as he on the Camel Straight. Late on the brakes as he made it stick into Lacombe. You see 2 cars battling in front of them as well. It's Christian Rose and Johnny Brandon. And Rose has actually got through up into 5th.
Good move. Christian Rose 4th.
Pretty nicely done there.
Stephen Baxter technically is in 3rd. That's just because Steve LaValle's not there for some reason. Trying to work out how we can get him in there.
Oh, the BMW looked like it was having a bit of fun coming through there. I think it's Chris Wood. Through Pouon up towards Fania Chicane. Rose versus Johnny Brandon. Ooh, a couple of drivers going very wide on Stavilo 1. Just to use a little bit of that AstroTurf, get a little bit more room. Here's car 2, that's Bart Dowman, who is just behind Royal Moons at the moment. Moons in the Simmortal Go-Kart World Car.
Yeah, Dellman racing at his home event, it looks like, with the Belgian flag on the car. Looking at the inside.
Late move here. And a good one. Clean as a whistle for Bart Dellman. And he goes up into 15th place. Having started, actually, Adam, in 19th. So moving forward decently. Lane O'Connor's dropping down the order. What's going on with him?
Lane O'Connor. I can also that's that battle with Ben Gregory, but we'll find Lane O'Connor. He sat here in 24th place. He has still gained 10 positions from where he started, but yeah, he's been cut adrift.
He's gone down massively. I think something's gone off. Something's happened to him.
We'll have a look and see. It looks like it could potentially be a slowdown penalty here.
So down the inside. And
actually, no.
There you go.
That's Gregory, isn't it, in the Fitstye car? That's not good. While we're looking at replays, here's another one for you. This is something that we missed, and it is crucial in terms of the race. This is the change for the lead. This is how Josh Thompson got it done. This is on Steve LaValle. Looks like it could be a Blanchimont job here. If not that, it could be a bus stop move. And I think it might actually be a Blanchimont.
Oh, wow, the BMW gets through before Blanchimont. That's how I wonder if LaValle just kind of thought, I don't want anything silly into Blanchimont, I'm just going to let him go.
I don't know if the balance of performance has been unveiled yet for this iRacing season, but if that's what it is, then the BMW could be even quicker.
Well, can you imagine if it is? I mean, nobody will use anything else. I mean, what did it look like? What did it look like to you in the first race?
Well, it was a Mercedes BMW battle, that was for sure, between Foggy and Thompson. But Thompson did have the legs when he was in the tow, that was for sure. Race order then, with 6 minutes to go. It's Thompson, then it's LaValle in 2nd, then it's Baxter in 3rd, Dima 4th, Rose 5th, and here is the battle for 4th place, even though it says battle for 3rd. Here comes Nicole Foggy. He's the 66 car. And here comes the Ferrari as well of Christian Rose as they come across the line. Personal best getting set by most of these drivers here. Number 3 is Christian Rose. And now he's going to have to deal with an onslaught of XVR sim racing cars that are going to be very, very quick going into Eau Rouge and Radion. Plus they've got this Simmortal car to deal with as well.
Yep. And you're never short of a battle here at Spa, that's for sure. Christian Rose now in the middle of one. As Nico Foggy attacks Lee Dima. Dima looks like he's not going to challenge this one too much, but Rose is going to challenge this one. He's on the grass going into Lecombe.
Shades of Ocon.
Yeah, Dima wisely decides he doesn't want any part of that. Then behind them is Johnny Brandon. He's looking on, trying to see if he can do anything. He might go up the inside here into Rivage on Lee Dima.
These drivers are so close that they could probably grab each other's brakes.
Oh, dear, dear, dear. What an idiot.
I think yeah.
That's all we can say is what an idiot. That's all we're allowed to say.
Well, Keith Ewan called him a what's it, didn't he?
I thought Keith, to be honest, I don't normally agree with much that Keith Ewan has to say in terms of commentary, but I would agree with him on that. I would have called him much worse, live or not live.
I haven't listened to the World Feed commentary yet, but I wonder what they've said on it. That could be interesting to watch later on.
Yeah.
Of course, we've got the Rimatech Sports Car Series.
Well, they've sacked him now.
They've sacked him, and his new team that he was meant to be going to next year have said that he can't have joined him either. Yes.
It's one thing to be sacked before you've even got a job, before you've even started a new job. Oh yeah. Here's meanwhile, here's Dave Baker having a look on Michael Blake.
Yeah, good battle this. This is over positions inside the top 10. So Dima's in 7th, Wood is in 8th, Baker 9th. Baker's in 10th, Blake is in 9th.
Yeah, they're actually up a position higher than what you said. I think they're 7th, 8th, and 9th.
It's just because
these three.
It's just because of Lavalle's absence from the live timing. We can see him in 2nd place, but yeah, on the graphics we can't.
Oh,
see
is he not? Oh, I see. Right.
It's because he's racing for himself, and for some reason on the data sheet he's not been given a team. So that's why.
So only when he comes up, when you click on him, does he appear?
Yes, there you go. He then
he's
he
gone again. Yeah. Dear me.
Right then, here comes Dave Baker. Well. the Mercedes has been engulfed. Lee Dima's Mercedes has been engulfed on this Kemmel straight in the last few laps, but it looks like he might just be able to hold his own this time as Dave Baker continues his charge up through the field. He finished in 4th position in race 1. It looks like he's currently going to be getting a top 10 at least. He's in 10th now.
Well, the Merc has definitely still got some poke. Did demonstrate that in the on the Kemmel straight, and this gaggle of 5 cars now. Dima, Wood, Blake, Baker and Hackerson could get quite tasty in the last 3 minutes or so.
Now, this was supposed to be a bit closer than I thought it was. This is the battle for what could be potentially pole position for race 3. This is between Lane O'Connor, who we saw earlier, and Jason Rowe. This is in 23rd and 24th. I wonder if there's a few other drivers. Paul Gosling.
Could be Paul Smith. Paul Smith and Mark Woodhouse are the last ones that are on the... In fact, Stuart Atkinson's on the lead lap as well. You can see the 2 Smile Time racing cars all the way down, really. Not a lot of action for Paul Smith streaming this second half of this race, at least.
Could be a masterstroke if they end up at the front.
Well, you said it was nearly a front row for them last time. But, yeah, they might just get one this time. Who knows? Look at this. Now between Dima, Wood, Blake, Baker and Hackerson again. Baker and Hackerson side by side. Baker makes contact with the boosted car. Oh! Boosted car comes back, bang, and he spins himself out.
We saw that before. We saw that at Monza last week.
We did.
In the F1. Right, onto the final lap of the race then.
Oh.
What's going on?
Into La Source. It's Dima and Wood into La Source this time.
Right then.
BMW's got a great run. Mercedes, in theory, should still be slightly quicker as they go towards the compression at the bottom of Eau Rouge here. And Wood remains, but he's going to have to defend here, Adam, surely.
Let's have a look then. Here comes Dima. He's coming. There's the diffuser. There's the clear air. It's all going to be about the brakes, and it's the BMW that's latest on the brakes going into Les Combes, and he just about makes it.
Oh, with a contact! Did he lose it or did he make contact? I couldn't tell.
I think he got touched, I think. Personally.
Couldn't tell from there. I think the replay is going to tell us. I wonder, was he?
Maybe it was the final.
Is it possible that he was losing it anyway? Let's have a look.
That's not helps.
I think. Ooh, have you got one from the back?
Let's if I can pause.
Oh no, it was a little. It was a tiny nudge. It was a tiny nudge, and then a second bigger nudge that ends up with Wood going into the gravel.
Well, he's got going again. He's in 15th place, Chris Wood.
That's a shame that, as it was a good battle beforehand. But yeah, last lap, mate, and well, Thompson's run away with this, and he's going to be chugging along to another victory here.
Yep, here he comes then. Just a few corners to go. Something's happened to Dion Phillips late on. He's just towed back. He's ended up in the pits. So something's not gone at all right there. He's jumped back to the pits. It might be a collision between Dima and Phillips. I've just seen that on the screen. But either way, here comes Josh Thompson. He could have won race 1, but he's going to win race 2. Josh Thompson wins here at Spa. Second place is going to be Steve Lavallee. There he is. His name's on the graphics temporarily. It's going to disappear again as here comes Steve Baxter for third. Nico Foggy fourth, and it's kicking off here.
Oh,
it's Hackerson
Baker versus Hackerson
Baker again, and this time back Hackerson gets it.
That was very, very close indeed. It's going to be close between Cuomo and Gregory here as well.
Two very wrecked cars. It was Kumo that was off on the exit of Radion. Here's Gregory.
And quite amazing that they finished 18th and 19th, to be honest, considering what's happened to them in this one.
Just going to quickly see what happened to Dion Phillips and Lee Dima then, because this is what happened earlier. This is what caused Dion Phillips to end up coming back to the pits. So it's coming into Blanchimont. Oh!
Oh, wiggle! Oh!
That'll hurt.
That's a huge one.
Those front impacts.
I hope that's not direct drive. Would have been all sorts of trouble then.
A few wrists have been
broken.
Yeah. We are waiting.
We're still waiting on 3 drivers actually somehow.
Yeah, we've got Paul Smith and the 2 small town racing cars have come across the line. Here comes Stuart Atkinson for boosted. He's gained 3 positions, Stuart Atkinson. I saw John Roberts on the YouTube chat earlier saying that he had throttle problems. Oh, he's gone!
Oh no!
It's a replica of what happened to Dima.
Has he still got drive?
Well, that's a position for Simon Underhill. Here he comes.
Well, Atkinson can just about get going. Adam Hedgecock might have a... Oh no, he's not. I don't think he's going to get close to this, but...
The lights are flashing. He's happy. Here comes Atkinson.
Atkinson's car is knackered of his own doing, but manages to get across and yeah, finish the race in 27th position.
Discombobulated.
Well, that is...
the driver's probably disorientated.
Yeah.
And now here comes Adam Hedgecock to get 28th place. Yeah.
And now, yeah, the race is definitely finished. And you've got those guys were really trailed home, didn't they? Quite a way behind. I think that was nearly 2 minutes behind with the guys at the very, very back. But well, everybody is across the line, and with that, we will get the race results on the screen, and we'll see that it was a win for Josh Thompson, and 7.5 seconds was his margin of victory. I say that. It wasn't. It was 2.8. It was 5.2, wasn't it, over Steve Lavallee? Then it was Stephen Baxter in third, Nico Foggy fourth, Christian Rose fifth, Johnny Brandon in sixth, Michael Blake seventh, then Lee Dima in 8th position, 9th for Ben Hackerson, and 10th for David Baker. Matteo Fellini was 11th with Michael Evdoka in 12th, Miguel Freitas 13th, Bart Dowman in 14th, 15th for Chris Wood, 16th for Ronald Moons, Luke Clark 17th, 18th Josh Rayfield, Nicolo Cuomo in 19th, and Ben Gregory in 20th. 21st Paul Gosling, 22nd Lane O'Connor, 23rd John Roberts, 24th, Jason Rowe. 25th for Robert Lundgren. 26th, Paul Smith, ahead of Mark Woodhouse in 27th. Simon Underhill, 28th. 29th for Stuart Atkinson, as we saw. And Adam Hedgecock in 30th place. Retirements were Dion Phillips, Stephen Burke, Richard Warmingham, and Scott Malcolm, who was supposed to be on pole position, and he didn't take the start, Adam.
No, he didn't. He was one of those drivers that starts on the pole that we don't see, unfortunately. He did take part in race 1, but I don't think he was able to get in for race 2. Hopefully we see him for race 3. Right then, it is time for the reverse grid then, for the final race of the day. So we will get that on the screen. Just got to clear things off the screen so you can see it. Right then, here it is. And let's spin it. Oh, hang on. Now you can see it. Let's spin it. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be the biggest one. And I think if Scott Malcolm had finished, he would have been on the pole, because it's 34.
34 means it's actually Adam Hedgecock who's on pole position for Savage with boosted. Then it's Stuart Atkinson for the main boosted team. Then Simon Underhill for Nomad. Then Mark Woodhouse for Smile Time. And Paul Smith as well, his team principal, in 5th place. So we're going to return here on Apex Racing TV for the 3rd round of the evening here in the World GT Championship. We return to Spa-Francorchamps after the break.
Welcome back to the final race of the day here at the World GT Championship here in Spa-Francorchamps. Darkness has descended here for the final race of the day. And I'm back here with Andrew Woodhouse, and we have got the grid up on the screen, and it's Adam Hedgecock starting on the front row. We've got Savage and Boosted by the front.
It is indeed, Adam. Hedgecock and Atkinson will make up the front row. Underhill and Woodhouse, Smith and Lundgren, Rowe and Roberts, O'Connor and Gosling. And we're about to get this one underway.
Hopefully Gosling will be on the live timing. You can see him there on the grid, but hopefully you'll be on the timing tower, because that was an issue we did have with Steve LaValle earlier. But then,
well, here we go then. Here we go. Into the bus stop. Pace car's going to take leave of absence. Any second now, Adam Hedgecock's going to decide it's the time to go, and there it is. Green flag flies here at Spa. The final 20-minute race of the day.
Tell you what, Rouge is going to be. Oh, sorry, the Kemmel Straight's going to be some sight. Good start from Hedgecock. It's going to be Underhill versus Atkinson going into the first corner.
They're all really getting cramped up in the inside line into La Source. I think everybody's through okay. I don't see anybody dropping down the order.
Few cars starting further back, but
way back.
Yeah, very far back as we come up the Kemmel Straight. Oh, that's very close there between Gregory Rayfield and Kurumo. Here's the battle for the lead, though.
There is a lot of dust around as well. Has there been something?
Oh,
big one!
It's Underhill.
It's Underhill. Has there been was there a big one on the way down the hill or something? Because that field is really spread out, Adam.
Well, we're about to find out. I've got Luke Clark here.
Oh, there is. Look, there's cars with blown engines and all sorts going on.
Oh, here we go. Here's what happened. Oh dear! Now that's a quarter panel.
And that's Luke Clark
getting turned around by
Chris Wood.
Oh, by car position.
96, 13. I think, is Josh Rayfield. And then it's all going to kick off here. Michael Blake cops one, I think. And then it's going on behind.
Somehow they all pick their way through that.
So that's why we were looking on the Kemmel Straight, and usually we get a big illumination of headlights. We just didn't really get it.
Oh! It's Gregory, and he's done.
Ben Gregory.
I heard an engine explode, and I thought that.
What's he doing?
Oh my goodness me!
Try not to reverse onto the track. Somebody's gone round him.
Now what happens here?
I say what's he doing? He had to try and get it round, but he's been hammered. He's been absolutely hammered. By I would imagine that is Cuomo, is it?
That's probably Cuomo. I think he was probably in about 9th place.
Car 9, Cuomo absolutely rogered him there.
And this is all on the first lap of the race. They're just coming into the final corner now, into the bus stop.
God knows what the YouTube chats had to say about this. Shake harder, boy. See the amount of rage that there'll be. That's the second That's Radion actually of the day.
And to complete the first lap then, it is Hedgecock leading the way, followed by Atkinson. Then Paul Smith's up in 3rd place. Paul Smith is genuinely in 3rd place. Then it's Mark Woodhouse, his teammate.
Is he an admin
Roberts.
on this?
No wonder he does so good.
Is he an admin on this? I don't know. I have no idea. He's a streamer on this. You can go and see it on his channel, Paul Smith. That's all it is.
And Gregory's had to. He's on the Twitch.
He's indeed. He's on the YouTube as well.
See if any of these Mercedes Twitch going through Radion.
Well, that was Radion that time.
Here's a very close battle. This is between Jason Rowe and Nicola Kurumo. Now, Kurumo's got the front end damage. That's when he hit Gregory. Wonder if he's going to get a bit more feisty here.
He absolutely smashed Gregory, didn't he? He missed his braking point by a country mile.
Nothing Gregory could have done about it. He's going to have to wait.
I think he must have thought that was the old Spa when there was no chicane there at all. Oh, he's gone on the inside. Well, that's cut the course, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah.
And that's going to be
right, to be honest.
A bit of a long slowdown penalty.
Is this a rookie series? Sadly not.
Otherwise, we'd be doing.
No. To be honest, it's normally quite good.
This is what happens when it gets dark, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Somebody hasn't paid the electricity bill. Which could have been said for the fact why we had a black screen between races.
Mark Woodhouse is off in,
oh no!
in the Fania chicane. Now Paul Smith's teammate.
Well,
now what happened here?
that's an odd place to go off there for Woodhouse. Let's see how he did it.
Offline?
Oh, he loses the rear, and then of course we're going to get the death wiggle to the other side. That's what we get. And to see Woodhouse in the gravel, it's not good.
No. When Woodhouse isn't available, yeah, it's not good. Here's Josh Thompson.
Oh, he's not available anymore. Well, he is. He's in 19th place.
Here is Paul Gosling. He's in 9th. He's got Michael Evdoka, who's just overtaken him. You can see by the positions gained that Michael Evdoka has gained 11. Biggest mover out of the top 20 anyway is Dion Phillips, who's gained 16 as Kurumo now tries to get past the BMW of Lundgren going into La Source.
I do like that BMW, Adam, with the white on it. If that is the car that he's actually... No, he's running the Savage with boosted car, isn't he?
Orange, should be orange and black.
I'm seeing his regular boosted car. I think that's my fault more than anything else. We're seeing it on the stream is correct, but I do like his normal boosted car. And around the outside goes Cuomo, who somehow with the straight line has the straight line speed despite the damage that he's garnered over the proceedings. It
was a pretty poor exit from Radion from Lundgren. Not much he could have done to stop him getting by.
It's tough in the GT3s, is Eau Rouge and Radion, though. I think the cars get really light at the top.
I think I found the same thing on F1 2018 this year.
Well, yeah, I just can't. I'm just not very good on that corner, I'm afraid, in that.
Dion Phillips.
Oh, now we've had another crash, and that's Phillips, and there was a BMW scampering over. I think it might have been Thompson, who was scampering away as if to say, "Wasn't me, Gov."
Surely it's going to be an XVR car. We've got 4 in the same shot. Yeah.
Up the inside, Johnny Brandon, bang, Phillips. Oh, and that's why Thompson was scampering over the grass. That was quick reactions by him, Adam.
Very quick reactions. Positions are going. Oh, there's a crash.
No. Atkinson and Evdoka.
What will
Michael Evdoka and is it?
That's Paul Smith. Isn't it?
Is it Paul Smith? Oh, I hope not. It is, because he's down to 9th. He was in 3rd position.
When one day it will go right for Stuart Atkinson, I'm sure it will. And the Audi, that's the Audi that's off gets just sent off by Evdoka, is it? One of the two.
There's all sorts going on, isn't there? Underhill, was it possibly again? No,
there's one more
there
time.
wasn't Underhill. I'm not sure the second Audi is.
See if the chopper can shed light on this. And
Lundgren loses it, and then he actually catches it, and Evdoka cops one, and then the 2 Audis cop one, and the trees are obscuring the view.
Yeah.
This is Rose versus Evdoka now for 19th position. Rose started in 26th. He's going to try and use that extra grip that he surely has over Evdoka at the minute. He's in all sorts of trouble out there to get through, and he's going to have that. He's just got more downforce, more grip. Everything seems to be slightly better.
Now
it's a shame for Evdoka, actually. Seems going well. Here's
slow
Rayfield. Oh, he's got to be a slow down. Oh, he's nearly crashing at the top of the hill. Whoever I think it was Smith. I think it was Smith who's gone back up into 8th.
The Beamer does have a bit of damage.
I think we are missing someone on the live timing again. I think it is Gosling.
Gosling and the Valley.
You said, Adam, because Smith is actually 10th, isn't he?
Yeah. It's somewhere in there.
We're missing Valley again, are we?
Yes. I think Alex might need to show me how to get them on the screen.
So where is the Valley?
The Valley is behind. It's behind Paul Smith. Yeah, that's the Valley there.
There's a few XVR cars you see. They all look very similar.
In fact, once I click on LaValle, Gosling appears on the screen as well. And that's a good run by Steve LaValle, actually. He could get Paul Smith going into Pouon.
Yeah, so we do have the accurate positions for now.
Oh,
a little bit of contact.
And I thought there was going to be contact then between Smith and Warmingham. And now here comes Josh Thompson. Careful,
There's all sorts going on, isn't there? Thompson flies up the inside into Fanyes. A little piff-paff, as they say, like you said.
Thompson, a man on a mission. He set a purple sector 1 on this lap.
Welcome to everybody who's on the chat, by the way, as well. Got a chap on there who's he says he's recent graduate of the rookie series, and he says he's got first-hand experience at some of the things he's watching. Yeah, you do tend to get that actually in these reverse grid races sometimes, but it's all part of the fun. And like Stu said, if you want to get in the league, well, just ask, and you might be entered for the next round.
Right then.
Now, here's Jason Rowe. Adam is someone who we've not really seen a lot of this evening.
Here it is. Paul Smith's crashed apparently. Oh dear.
Oh God.
Oh no, he's coming to the pits. That's probably why he's coming. Let's just double check that he hasn't crashed. I think he might.
I think he may have. Yeah, it's not a crash. I think it's just a. As he enters the pits, I think the system detects it as a crash because he's going so slowly. Because it's a very, very tight pit in.
Yeah.
Here comes Foggy then.
Foggy. Yeah. Now this is
on Jason Rowe for P6.
You can see
P7.
Paul. You can see Paul Gosling just in front, and they are going at it. That's Dave Baker versus Gosling. There they are, and it's Baker through into 5th place. Gosling down to 6th.
Yeah, the Audi going pretty well though. It has to be said.
Oh, I thought that was going to be curtains then for Johnny Brandon, just so I'm having a massive wiggle.
Off goes Thompson. So he's getting his money's worth out of the circuit there with his 12 off tracks that he's already had. Running on board here with Johnny Brandon. Of course, Thompson is fighting for the championship, Adam. So
indeed, yeah.
Or he will be at the end of the. You would think in a couple of weeks he'll be right there.
Robert Lundgren's crashed apparently. You can see he's towed back to the pits.
Gregory's been off a couple of times as well.
Realistically,
Foggy's now taken Gosling.
Because he can see who's coming. Josh Thompson isn't too far away from Nicole Foggy, and in terms of points getting scored today, it's going to be close because Nicole Foggy ended up finishing higher than Thompson because Foggy didn't pick up too much damage. He picked up the least damage when Foggy and Thompson collided in race 1.
Yeah, he probably realises that he's got to get on with it now because Thompson's fine through the field, isn't he? 20 positions gained for him, 21 for Foggy actually. So it's almost like the show, the chase, isn't it? He's made one position on him. Oh, they go off in Bloodshot and there's a big one. It's Rowe. Oh! And there goes. I've no idea who was that. It went flying through the air.
Well, we're gonna have to watch it again.
Jason Rowe loses it in Blanchimont.
I think it's potentially Michael Doka. I'll have a look. Oh,
it's not Doka. I think it's. Let's have a look. What car number is it?
It's
95, is it? 95? No.
Might be Jason Rowe.
No, Jason Rowe's the car that crashed. Jason Rowe's the Ferrari that's crashed. Who's crashed into him on this screen? It's a GT Mega. It's a Northern Lights racing car, isn't it?
It might be Gosling.
Well, it's an XVR. Is it Rayfield? It's Rayfield. It's 96.
Yeah.
Car 96, I think.
Josh Rayfield because Rayfield's exited the circuit. So, what a disaster!
Oh, big crash, big one.
That's if I play them at full speed. There we go. Right then, you will be interested to know that the gap is coming down for the race lead. I don't know if it's going to be enough time for Nicolo Cuomo to get to Adam Hedgecock, but on the last lap he was about half a second quicker.
I doubt it.
At one point he was at one point the last time I checked he was about a second quicker, so that's why I was about to bring it up. But yeah,
somebody says somebody's given a maximum figure skating score of all 6s for the triple Lutz on the YouTube chat, so thank you very much. That was a spectacular one, I have to say. That looked great in slow motion, that did.
Valero
Racing have done a very good job with the new physics and the lighting as well over the last little bit. Somebody, he says the Merc's still not landed. I bet it hasn't. We haven't seen it. We didn't see it land. We assume it has. To be honest, mate, it went so high up from that position. It could well have landed in the pit lane. Or in the paddock somewhere.
I think this is the only time that Josh Rayfield and Jason Rowe will ever be compared to Jane Torval and Christopher Dean. But
well, it was just like the Bolero. They both died a fiery death, didn't they? So
never mind Bolero. Probably Blades of Glory might have been suffice to describe that one. lap 7 of well, I want to say
that's one of the few times you'll see figure skating references on Apex Racing TV. Probably. We can't promise anything.
I don't know what Alex has got up his sleeve. Some live figure skating on the channel, but anyway.
Triple Salco or something. Who knows? Anyway.
One man who is on the move, as you can tell by the gaining graphic, is Dave Baker. He's gained 15 places. He's chasing down Ben Hackerson, who he was battling with in the last race.
We're just waiting for Apex Skating TV, aren't we?
There we go, that's it.
That's going to happen at some point. Now
Jinx.
He's made a bit of a mess of that as Baker through first part of the Cup.
You'll notice that Josh Thompson was the quickest man on the circuit last time around, and he's only a few positions away from Nicole Foggy, so...
He set the fastest lap of the race.
Yes, purple.
Well, in fact, the fastest legal lap of the race, because Nicole Foggy did set a faster one, but I think that's been deemed to be illegal.
Yeah, he did. He was quicker by half a tenth, wasn't he? Oh, he's gone. Hackerson's gone.
Well, that was unexpected. Was that the same problem as?
Turns in, wiggle of death.
Oh yeah.
Bang.
Wow, very big wiggle of death. The problem is that the physics are the same with the tyre model. So when he turns in and he loses the rear, because it's cooler, the grip comes back to him quicker, and that's why we're seeing drivers losing it so early on in corners.
Tell you what, the field's
normally you'd see that on the way out of the corner, wouldn't you? Really?
Tell you what, the field's so far spread out that he's been able to rejoin in 10th place.
After crashing at Pouon.
After crashing at Pouon, yeah.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Now this could
it's been a weird race, hasn't it? This one. It's been fun. It's been entertaining, but it's weird still. They were just carrying on as well. Josh Rayfield now has an honorary pilot's license according to the YouTube chat.
There you go. Probably deserved after that. This could result in a pilot's license, as off goes Steve Burke.
Well, Burke had that wiggle through Blanchimont as well. Oh dear, that was very, very close indeed. Dima went in very deep to the bus stop, and it's not really going to help him out too much. I think Steve Baxter's going to take advantage of this on the outside into La Source. See if he can get this one done. Is he going to go for the cutback off the big hairpin? Let's see.
Bit of a wiggle there on the exit there, and that's going to really suffer for Lee Dima. It's going to allow Baxter through, surely.
And he's got this. Well, he did have the slipstream briefly, Baxter, as well. Flashing the lights just to say, I think, go through. Baker and Nicole Foggy having a go here.
And there's Thompson as well. He's just too far away to be involved in the battle graphic, but he surely will be soon, because these are two drivers at the top of their game going at it.
Brilliant driving by both. No contact. Very, very clean indeed.
Paul crashed again.
I think he's had some. Stuart Atkinson's crashed as well, according to the timing screen, but don't know if that was just a mishap.
Well, and you can see in terms of the manufacturers, we've got the highest Audi is Underhill in 12th.
And he's crashed in this one, hasn't he?
Yes, he did. He crashed at Pouon, I think.
He's crashed as well, so yeah, he's still. That shows just how messy this race has been, really, by the fact that he's. What is he? Underhill. He's had a crash and he's only 25 seconds off the lead somehow. We've got Roberts is catching Cuomo, you know. It looks like.
Looks like he's finally got the issues resolved from the start of the night, John Roberts. You can see not too much in the way of any light as we go.
Sounded like they were lifting quite dramatically through Blanchimont, you know, there.
Yeah, he had a...
I wonder if the grip is really super low through there at this point. Because you'd think even in a GT3 car it'd be pretty much flat.
And we're starting the final lap of the race. This is the last lap.
Have you driven GT3 here? Like I can't actually recall. I think I might have done once, so I can't actually remember if Blanchimont is flat or not. But I think it might just be a lift, turn in, and bang back on the power again, maybe.
Yeah, the last time I did a GT3 car at this circuit was back when we did the How to Suck at GT series.
Oh yeah.
Didn't do too badly in that one, I don't think. But
didn't you and Alex and Ash Sutton end up crashing into each other?
Potentially. But then Donington. I remember crashing into Alex there. But here comes the battle between Foggy, Thompson and Baker. This is what we've been...
I think he remembers too. Here comes Foggy. On the outside. Round 2. Oh, look at that.
Now, that's
beautiful driving though by both, isn't it? Really beautiful driving. And here comes Josh Thompson. 3 of the best drivers in the series going at it here, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that's a dive bomb in a bit. Oh.
Oh.
Dave Baker, desperate to
Foggy's through.
Yeah, Foggy's through. And Foggy will be eager to get away because here comes Josh Thompson. Thompson using all of the runoff area through the corner with no name. Here comes Baker now into Pouon. Little look at the inside.
Oh. Just had Davey Witterballs on the chat. He's a driver in this series. He's saying that it is flat out through Blanchimont.
Wow.
But it, definitely the drivers were lifting a little bit by the sounds of it. So
Baker's made a right.
Oh, look at that. Baker, yeah, round the outside for Thompson. Easy there, and it might even be a slowdown for Baker.
Meanwhile,
for him to lose that much time. Oh, and off goes Thompson, but I don't think it's going to matter. This is the battle. Well, this is just for the lead. It's Adam Hedgecock then, and he's coming through. Adam, he's going to take the win.
Yeah, here he is. He's just coming into the final corner now. He's got some lap traffic behind him. That is an Audi. That's of Miguel Freitas. Now into the final corner. It's going to be 2 wins for BMW tonight. 3 different teams. It's going to be Savage and Boosted getting the win in the final race of the day, and it's all kicking off in the bus stop. Baker's got back past Thompson. Thompson's dropped down to 6th, and it's going to be Baker in 5th.
Now my money is on Thompson having a look at Foggy and missing or something. I'm not sure what's happened there, but let's see it then. Thompson into the bus stop.
He's going to spin in the bus stop.
Second part. So he just lets. Oh, I wonder if. Did he get past Baker with some contact maybe earlier on?
Sure. But anyway,
he just gave him it back, so I don't know what that was for, because the move that he put on him at Lecombe looked like it was fine. So unless they feel something's gone wrong there, or maybe it was a slowdown for Thompson, you never know. But yeah, it was a fun race. That, I mean, it was mental, but it was a fun evening's racing at this historic circuit, and one that we enjoyed. And now it's off to the Nürburgring, Adam.
Literally.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah, we're
heading there on the early hours of Thursday morning, which should be fun.
Definitely. Yeah, looking forward to being out there. I don't know who's going to be in charge of doing the broadcast while we're away for this one. I think Sam.
Well, I think we've got Sam Kumo, Sam Fitzpatrick, and Marco Barbanero for the BSRTC on Thursday.
Yes.
MX5s is going to be a combination of various people, whoever can make it, really. And then Sam Kumo is going to join us on Friday, which will be good. And then, so Alex is going to be doing the BSRTC from Germany. So
yeah, he's going to be racing in it from Germany.
Yeah, that should be interesting indeed. And we might be there with a beer or two, and maybe a heckle or two as well.
Yes. Yeah, we are completely qualified to slag off Alex's driving. Probably not. So
we'll try and slag him off the best we can.
Before we upset anyone.
Results on the screen.
Yeah. We definitely won't be upsetting Adam Hedgecock because he won today's race, the final race of the day. Nicola Kawumo finishes in 2nd, and John Robertson 3rd. Boosted will be taking home 2 trophies today.
I'll be delighted with that.
Plus they've got Ben Hackerson, who won race 1 as well. So I wouldn't put it past Boosted walking away here with one of the top point scores of the season. Nico Foggy then finishing in 4th, Dave Baker 5th, Josh Thompson finishing in 6th. Then it's Johnny Brandon, Steve Lavallee in 8th, Richard Warmingham 9th, Dion Phillips in 10th. Ben Hackerson, despite a crash at Pouon, finished in 11th. Paul Gosling 12th, Christian Rose 13th. Then Simon Underhill, one of the AM drivers, finishing in 14th. Then Steve Burke 15th, Mattia Fellini, Lee Deemer, and then Bart Delman 18th. Mark Woodhouse 19th, 20th for Chris Wood. 21st for Michael Evdoka, 22nd Steve Baxter, 23rd for Scott Malcolm, then Michael Blake, Jason Rowe, then Ben Gregory, Stuart Atkinson, and then the cars had issues during the race. Miguel Freitas a lap down, Ronald Moons, in issues too. Paul Smith, multiple visits to the pits. Josh Rayfield, he might be coming down eventually. Robert Lundgren, 6 laps down.
We don't have confirmation that he's hit the ground yet.
I think air traffic control. Yeah, I think he's outside of our jurisdiction. I think air traffic control might be needed to track him down. Lane O'Connor 9 laps down. Luke Clark 9 laps down. There's probably a word. There's a word around there somewhere, and that is it. Probably just about right, really.
It's probably just as well, yeah. That's it.
Who do we have? Well, we do have quite a few drivers waiting up to give interviews, and it's been a very good evening for Boosted. So I think we could get all 3 of their drivers in. Then we can talk to Josh Thompson about his evening. So we've got.
Let's get them in. Let's get them in, the Boosted guys. We'll start with Adam. Adam, well done, great win at the end there. It was a bit crazy, but you kept it together.
Just about. I'm a man with a nervous disposition, and my braking foot wasn't cooperating very well. It's what a rush. Like that's. I was in the lead in Belle Isle and dropped it into the wall rather comically. So this is the comeback for that. But what a rush.
Amazing stuff, and after especially it didn't go quite to plan in the previous round, you must be happy that it was reasonably straightforward, this one.
Yeah, it's been a bit of an up and down night all around, really, because the pace was good in practice, and tried to qualify, and I screwed up every lap, so started from the back in race 1. Made up a few places there, started second row in race 2. Unfortunately had an incident in Eau Rouge and pretty much, finished last. Up and down, but it's been enjoyable. Well, I love racing Spa. It's a great place to come.
It's a great circuit, and Ben winning race 1, you must have been happy that you got that one done before the lights went out, I reckon.
All the power went out.
All the power went out. Power's gone out for him, I think. There he is.
That was a complete fluke. Was race 1. So Josh and Nicole crashed into each other, didn't they? So
I don't know. I didn't see it.
I did tell you.
No, he did tell me. That's what I said. I said you must have been happy you got race 1 before when it was light still, because it's much harder when it's dark.
I'm sorry.
As we're about to see, we've got a replay of you crash, I think, on screen.
I don't understand what happened with that crash. My wheel did something weird, but I had huge damage, so it's probably from that. I wasn't going to hold on, but I was trying my best to hold on for John in front, but he managed to get third still, so I was happy for him.
There were a couple of people who had those accidents in Pouhon we saw tonight, so I think it was probably to do with just the weather conditions and the snapping a little bit earlier than it would normally during the corner. But what a great night for the team. Ben, you must be proud of everybody really tonight.
Yeah, quality. It's got to be up there with one of the best nights ever as a team.
And on to, as well, the no doubt, John, the BSRTC on Thursday night. Your guys will be chomping at the bit to carry it on, won't they?
If any of them turn up, yeah.
If any of them turn up.
We've had a slight problem with attendance at the moment, unfortunately. I might make a guest appearance, we shall see.
I was going to say, you need to be, you need to get yourself in there. Definitely. If you drive as well as you did tonight, then you'll be fine.
Tonight's been interesting.
Just noises coming out of him there.
Yeah, tonight's been very interesting. I didn't get any practice. I got into the qualifying session with about 30 seconds left, and then found my pedals weren't working. So by the time I got back into that first race, I was 2 laps down. So I come third in that final race and try and hold on to the guys in front. I really wasn't expecting that at all. That was mega.
Did you manage to get any practice in then, or
no? Didn't get a lot.
This or not? No, nothing.
I hadn't touched the sim in 2 weeks before I jumped on the grid for race 1.
Oh, so pretty good then. You must be pretty thrilled with that. That's great.
Yeah, good end to the night.
Yeah, going forward for the rest of the season, then what are you guys expecting?
More results like this. I'll go.
Do it.
More results like this. It's incredibly tight in the Pro-Am Championship, and at the top of the Am Championship for myself. So yeah, more results like this. Just keep the pressure on XVR Green, and yeah, try and finish the season on a high.
All right, nice one. Well, thanks very much, everybody, for joining us. Excuse my crappy interviews; they never get any better. But we'll be back next week for more action, no doubt.
If it's any consolation, Andrew, they don't get any worse either.
Oh, there goes Josh Rayfield, by the way. We're just seeing him on the stream going absolutely flying. Yeah, they don't get any worse. It's a pretty low bar to set.
Well, that's
and like MasterCard Lola, I'm going to make a swift exit. And Adam's going to find Josh Thompson.
Well, yeah, let's get him in. One person that's been able to get on a grid and win, I think. Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Let's get him in. Hello, Josh Thompson.
Hello.
It's I think it's turned into a good evening in the end. It started off okay in race 1. You were battling for the lead with Nicole Foggy, and then the contacts happened in the first in Lake Com. So tell us about how that happened from your perspective.
Racing instant, clean as day, really. I was having to wait so long to get the run. Just the Merc was so good in the first sector, no matter what I tried. So I got the run and I had to go for it. Nicole went a bit tight because obviously I went around the outside, clipped the curb and just bounced into me, hit me once, but then it unsettled the car. And then as I was going right, he turned left, hit me again, put me into the wall, and I got a meatball. But he slowed down, but obviously I had a meatball, so I had to come in.
Then race 2 went much better. Got the lead pretty early on and pulled away from there.
Yeah, race 2 was damage limitation, really. Just obviously the first race, 32 instants compared to Nicole, who had 8 and came 7th. Like a huge point gap. So race 2, I had to try and just minimise it, but Spa's just so easy to get off track. So didn't get the clean one what I wanted, but obviously I still got the win in the fast lap and stuff. So that was quite a good point on the board.
And then race 3. You had to take evasive action at the at Lake Com. I remember an Audi spinning, and then you having to fly across the chicane, and you very nearly got Foggy. But what happened in the bus stop chicane? Because Baker was able to get back past you.
I'm gonna hate saying this, but the championship's over now because that last race. Basically, Blake on the starting grid didn't go, and half of the left lane didn't get going.
That's why.
That's why I was so far behind. Christian was so far behind. We were almost a quarter of a lap behind. That's why I was down like 19th for ages, just on my own. So I was just having to try so hard, and because I was so far behind, and I knew Nicole was involved in the collision, but again avoided getting a breaded meatball, which he's been desperate for all season, and just had to try so hard catching up, and obviously like having to avoid people going off track. I just put hell to it. I was like, if I don't beat him in this race, that's it. So I just started using all the off tracks to my advantage, really. Just Dave let me have a run at him into the bus stop because I thought I could do him because of the pace I had. But yeah, I just couldn't get it, so I just let Dave back through because it was unfair.
I think we might just be about to see your excursion at the at Lake Com here. Just going through.
You should try and find the traffic jam at the start.
Yeah, there he is.
Oh, there we go. And flying across.
Look at the start. Look at the traffic jam. There's about 10 or 11 people all just trying to reverse and get out of a tiny gap.
Well, we could do so actually, because
avoid the crash though. Going up Eau Rouge. I remember Dave Baker was going, "Oh, there's a huge wreck up Eau Rouge," and me and Christian were just sat there. We're not moving, so we're not going to be involved in it.
Right,
literally, we're all just sat there, and just nothing was happening because the person at the back of the queue didn't back up, so we were all boxed in because it's so tight. So I think I got 4x just getting out. I just got fed up and started moving whoever was in front of me. I think I started moving backs throughout the way so I could get through. We were just literally sat like that for about 20-30 seconds. They were already going up Eau Rouge and we didn't even get going.
Yeah, and how much of the incident at the bottom of Eau Rouge did you actually see then? Or had it all been cleared away by the time you got there?
Just a few people rejoining. By the time I got there, like even Nicole I think was 7-8 seconds up the road. So even I didn't really gain anything out of it. Really, I gained like 2 or 3 places, but everyone by then had carried on and got going. So that's why I was just giving it everything. I was almost 40-something seconds behind Hedgecock, and to finish within, I think it was like 7.9 with a pace of like 13.5s every lap. I couldn't really complain.
Just looking to see where we're heading to next week. Obviously, you deem the championship over, so there's not going to be much point to it. It is a 2-hour endurance race at Bathurst, so
this is why, because I've got to carry an extra 0 from Bathurst because I do not get back from Sim Expo in time.
Oh right.
There's 2 drop scores, and I had to use both my drop scores for the beginning 2 rounds of a championship where I had 2 DNFs in both the first rounds and race 3. There's no third drop score. I tried wiggling it with the admins, but there's no third drop score. So I've got to take a massive 0, and Foggy will nearly gain a round on me.
Oh, well. Well, I guess one positive you could take from that is that you're going to potentially see us two at the Sim Expo.
Yeah, we can annoy you now. Hey!
That's good. We can do a few drinking games, I don't mind.
Yeah, well, that'll be it then. I'm not ending up face down on the floor for a second year. We'll see what happens.
But now, like Dave said, after the race, I was a bit down after the race, obviously, everything what happened tonight. But Dave said I gave Foggy a decent run in a car, which definitely, it looked like on paper in broadcast, it looks the fastest. But how hard I'm having to drive the thing, I'm just wringing the neck out the thing every lap. So to be a challenging Foggy, who's so good in the Merc and just exceptional recently, I can't really say I've done a bad job to give him a run this far.
Well then, before we let you go then, do you want to send any quick shout-outs to anybody?
You guys first, because you managed to fix the broadcast, which is quite good. That was quite good.
It was mostly Alex, I'd say.
Alex just came in. And CQR, just everyone there, just massive thanks to those guys, because just helping through the season.
Great. Well, well done on the win, and it could have been a bit more, but we'll hopefully see you at the Expo next
Thursday.
week. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be traveling Thursday as well.
How are you just on a quick note, how are you getting from the Isle of Man to Frankfurt?
All right, so I'm flying into Manchester from the Isle of Man and land at 7 o'clock. I've got to wait till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I get a flight from Manchester to Frankfurt.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Okay. It's not fun.
Well, I guess we'll catch you probably on Friday or Saturday then.
Yeah, I will do. So
all right, well, we'll see you later.
See you later.
Right then.
Josh Thompson there. So we started out the evening with no sound, no graphics, and no commentary. And we ended the evening with all of the above, but we were in darkness and
no marbles.
And and a great race meeting, I'd say.
Yeah, it was really good, and I hope we see more of it next time. And like I say, if anybody's at the Expo at the Nürburgring Friday, Saturday, Sunday, come and see us. We're there from Thursday until basically Monday night. So yeah, give us a shout.
Yeah, we've already been in hysterics. Yeah, that is it. If you want to do the outro,
take it away. Mine are usually rubbish, so take it away.
Okay, so that is it then from the World GT Championship here at Spa. BSR MX5 returns tomorrow on the channel. Make sure you can join us for that one. And then on Wednesday, we are off to the Sim Expo. So iRacing ELMS will begin its first week of the season. And on Thursday, the BSRTC heads to Silverstone National. And it's a bit of an annual race that we seem to miss. We missed that one last year as well. So plenty to look forward to on the channel over the next few days. My thanks to Woody for joining me in the commentary box for this one. And
no problem.
It's been a good one. We'll be back later on for the hour-and-a-half endurance race of the Ritmatech Sports Car Series at Daytona International Speedway. So make sure you can join us for that one. We'll be keeping ourselves and you awake through the night, hopefully. And all that's left to say is well done to our 3 winners today, Ben Hackerson, Josh Thompson, and Adam Hedgecock. And the next World GT race will be at Bathurst Down Under next week. Make sure you can join us for that. But for now, from me and from Andrew Woodhouse here at the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, bye for now.